What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, the two new upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package known as the American Jobs Plan that will create millions of jobs and help our economic recovery come out of this recession, as well as the next stimulus package known as the American Families Plan, of which there's about 15 different items they are currently negotiating on, including a fourth stimulus check, a monthly recurring fourth stimulus check, Medicare increases to include hearing, dental, vision, and hearing aids completely for free included in Medicare, as well as lowering the eligibility age to age 60 or age 55. Now, in addition to this, there is multiple different proposals to increase Social Security that I want to go over with you right now so you have a better understanding of what may be to come, as well as a fourth stimulus check update. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new updates. It's completely free to do so. After subscribing, click the bell icon to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live with new videos, which is every single day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember those times? And if you can, hit the like button for us, and let's jump right in. Also, make sure to watch all the way to the end for a special guest appearance that you won't want to miss. Okay, there's three main Social Security raises that are on the table. There's maybe a few more, but there's three main ones. The first one I want to talk about is only for SSI, and this is not really what I would consider the big two. There's two major plans to increase Social Security and benefits and how to pay for them and things like that. But the first one I want to talk about is it just came out a few weeks ago, is a new proposal to raise SSI, which is supplemental security income, to $279 more per month, to raise SSI, which is at $794 per month, up to the federal poverty level, or 100% of the federal poverty level, which would give it an increase of $279 per month. Now, this proposal is only for SSI, but could end up including SSDI if this proposal were to get passed. Now, I personally don't think that this is the most likely one. I think one of these next two are the most likely proposals, which we're going to go over now. And coincidentally, both of them are backed by President Joe Biden, which I will be showing you exactly why that is. So the first one goes all the way back to last year. This goes back to a time when Mitch McConnell led the Senate and the Republicans led the Senate, as well as former President Donald Trump, a Republican, as president. Things are very, very different now because we have a Democratic-controlled House, a Democratic-controlled Senate, and a Democratic president. And we've already seen the third stimulus check package pass completely on their own. All the Democrats only were people who voted for it. Not a single Republican voted for it in the House or the Senate, and yet the Democrats passed it anyways. They have about a year and a half to do everything that they want to do, increasing Social Security, increasing Medicare, and more stimulus checks. And they have about a year and a half to get everything done and out of the way and get as much passed of the Democratic agenda that they want, because when the next election comes, if they lose even a single seat in the U.S. Senate, or even just a couple seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, they could lose control of either one of them. And if they lose control of the House or the Senate, well, then their kind of monopoly goes away. They won't have the trifecta of the House, the Senate, and the presidency all under Democratic reign, and they will then no longer be able to pass bills with the reconciliation card or the reconciliation process, which is basically a process that the Democrats can pass these bills completely on their own in the Senate, and they control the House where you only need one vote more than 50% anyways in the House. So that is exactly how we've seen the third stimulus check package passed, was without a single Republican vote. So the Democrats have the next year or year and a half or so to pass all these different things on their agenda, including Social Security raises. First one, at the heart of the matter. This is proposed by Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who then was only Senate Minority Leader. Senator Elizabeth Warren, who's been in the news a lot lately. If you've been watching our show, you know that she is a huge proponent of more stimulus items. As well as Senator Ron Wyden have unveiled a plan to increase Social Security benefits by $200 per month for all Social Security beneficiaries. When this plan was originally announced, this was to go for 2 years. You can see the plan is to provide more than 60 million Americans with an additional $4,000 over 2 years. It's part of the Senate Democrats' bold Phase 3 stimulus proposal. However, this is kind of morphed into being a more permanent plan, and President Biden is now behind this. So, as you can see here, directly on President Biden's website, this is joebiden.com, the Biden Emergency Action Plan to Save the Economy. So, literally, directly on joebiden.com, we see this kind of economic emergency plan to save the economy. And when we scroll down here past some of this, we've seen kind of some bullet points of what they want to do. Third, bring leaders of Congress together to build the next deal. This was a good start, but more must be done. Congress approved direct cash relief, $1,200 per person, to help working families through this crisis, but it's a one-off. And Congress didn't include direct student loan forgiveness or Social Security boosts for seniors or cost-free treatment for COVID-19, full paid sick leave for our workers, or sufficient fiscal relief to states. Joe Biden would provide additional stimulus checks to families should the conditions require. So, number one, we did see this with the third stimulus check. It was one of their first agendas that when he came into presidency, they passed the third stimulus check package, which not only included a $1,400 stimulus checks for adults, but $1,400 stimulus checks for children as well, which is more than double the amount we have seen before, and a $1,400 stimulus checks for adult dependents and college student dependents who didn't even receive a stimulus check at all from the first two times around. So by and large, it was the largest stimulus checks yet to date on 3 different accords. Now, in addition to that, they also passed what's called the child tax credits. This was also passed from the third stimulus check package and has increased the child tax credits to $3,000 for children ages 6 through 17 and $3,600 for children under the age of 6, and is passed for 1 year, 2021. The IRS is going to start sending out monthly payments to these children or to the parent who claims them as a dependent of $300 per month for children ages under the age of 6 and $250 per month for children ages 6 through 17. This is the start of monthly stimulus checks sent to parents, and this will start again on July 15th as the IRS is setting up an online website, a portal to so you can log in and give additional information, with monthly payments set to start on July 15th. In addition to this, they are trying to you also get the first half of the payment, the January through June payments you will receive on your tax returns from 2021. So when you file your taxes next year, you will receive an additional one lump sum of $1,500 to $1,800 per child on your tax returns. Now, in addition to this, well, first of all, the Democrats have already passed that for 1 year. That's the start of monthly stimulus checks. But they have also want to expand these to continue on these monthly stimulus checks for at least 4 more years till 2025, or possibly even permanently. So monthly stimulus checks are, number one, already starting. They're already passed for 2021. A lot of people don't even know about this because the mainstream news doesn't cover a lot of this stuff in detail like we do. They may have a little blip about it, one day, but if you miss it, then, well, you kind of missed it, right? We covered this stuff a lot more in detail on this channel. But the White House, the President Joe Biden, and White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki have said that a forced stimulus check is entirely up to Congress, and they can include a forced stimulus check in these next packages if they want to. President Biden has also said that the weak jobs report that just came out makes it clear the need for more stimulus. And this is exactly what we are seeing from Democratic lawmakers from the Senate. Over 28 senators alone, which is over half of the Democratic senators, are pushing not for a forced stimulus check, but for monthly recurring stimulus checks to be included actually in the infrastructure package. But we also have over 80 different lawmakers in the U.S. House of Representatives that are pushing for a fourth stimulus check as well, which is led by Democratic Representative Jayapal, who is the leader of the Democratic Progressive Caucus, which is over half of the Democrats in the House of Representatives. It's a huge group. And basically, whatever they want, they will end up getting because they won't be able to pass any bills without them. It's such a large group. Representative Jayapal and Tlaib have co sponsored this bill for a $2,000 monthly stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments that would go for until 1 year after the crisis is over. So these monthly stimulus checks would go for at least a year or at least a year after the pandemic is declared over by the federal government. So, again, a $2,000 one time stimulus check, then followed by $1,000 monthly recurring payments for 1 year after the pandemic is over. There's also a bill from the Senate for $2,000 monthly stimulus checks that is co sponsored by Senator Elizabeth Warren and Senator Ed Markey. Now, this is in addition to Social Security raises and Medicare raises that the Democrats want to do. If we go back to Joe Biden's website, number one, provide additional stimulus checks to families should conditions require. We just covered that. Third stimulus check is passed. They're now working on a fourth stimulus check or monthly recurring stimulus checks. Joe Biden also says, again, directly here on his website, he wants to forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of federal student loans, as proposed by Senator Warren, Elizabeth Warren, and her colleagues. Elizabeth Warren, you'll notice her name and Senator Bernie Sanders and Jayapal come up over and over and over as the leader of the stimulus charges. Young people and other student debt holders bore the brunt of the last crisis, and it shouldn't happen. So, again, forgive a minimum of $10,000 per person of federal student loans. I think that is very likely to happen this year. At what point, I don't know yet. Now, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and a lot of other leading Senate Democrats and House Democrats are pushing for more like $50,000 of student loan debt forgiveness. But President Biden says he's willing to do $10,000, as he says right there on his website, and he's said in numerous speeches as well. I also think that when and if they do the student loan debt forgiveness, which he can do through a presidential executive order, I think so. Again, they won't even need to have Congress pass it. They can literally just sign an executive order and have it be done. I think we will then see the charge push for more other types of debt forgiveness, such as mortgage debt forgiveness and tax debt forgiveness. The government owns the majority of mortgages on the back end through Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, along with taxes, literally, the IRS and taxes. They could forgive taxes or mortgage debt, $10,000 or more to each person who doesn't receive a student loan debt. We could see something like this in the future once they pass that massive student loan debt forgiveness. They've already passed 3 different mini rounds of student loan debt forgiveness this year, actually, for a total of $2.3 billion, and as well as pausing interest payments and garnishments for an additional 1 million people this year. So President Biden's already done 3 rounds of student loan debt forgiveness. We're still waiting for the big one. But once that's done, I think we're then going to see a large push for other types of debt forgiveness. The 2 easy ones to do are tax forgiveness and mortgage debt forgiveness, because that's owned by the government. But we also could see credit card debt forgiveness and medical debt forgiveness that could be passed through a stimulus package. Next up on Joe Biden's website is to increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month, as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. Seniors and people with disabilities are uniquely at risk right now. So, again, Joe Biden directly on his website says increase monthly Social Security checks by $200 per month, as proposed by Senator Wyden and colleagues. That is this exact bill right here for a $200 per month Social Security increase for all Social Security beneficiaries: SSI, SSDI, SSA, railroad benefits, VA. Everybody would be included in this plan. Now, in addition to this, President Biden has also come forward that he is in favor of another Social Security raise. Now, I don't think we'll see both of these. I think it'll be seen one or the other. And I think that, again, the Democrats have about a year or a little bit more than a year to pass all this stuff. So whether this happens in the next stimulus package or the next package after that, as yes, they are talking about another package after this, because the economic recovery is not going to be done in the next 30 days. It's likely going to take years. The 2008-2009 recession took 4 years. So even if we do better by half, it's still going to take us 2 years for the economic recovery. President Biden has touted big changes to the program on the campaign trail. Under his plan, eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum benefit equal to at least 125% of the federal poverty level. So, what does that mean? That means that everybody on Social Security would receive a minimum payment of $1,341 per month. Yes, 125% of the federal poverty level equals $1,341 per month for Social Security beneficiaries. So that would be a total of $16,092 for Social Security beneficiaries as a minimum level every single year. And this would be a permanent increase. So this would basically be a permanent raise to Social Security, setting a new minimum level, a new floor for Social Security beneficiaries. Again, $16,092 per year, which would be 25% more than the federal poverty level, or 125% of the federal poverty level. It's the same way of saying the same thing. So let's go back here. So eligible workers would get a guaranteed minimum of at least 125% of the federal poverty level. People who have received benefits for at least 20 years would also get a 5% bump, or a 5% increase. Widows and widowers would receive about 20% more per month. So widows and widowers would receive about 20% more per month in addition, because you lost your spouse and no longer have that income. Next, President Biden proposes changing the measurement for annual cost of living increases, or COLA, to the Consumer Price Index for the Elderly, or CPIE, which could more closely track the annual expenses retirees face and give you a larger annual increase. To pay for these higher benefits, which a lot of you are probably asking, how are they going to do this? President Biden would apply a Social Security payroll tax to those making $400,000 and up. In 2021, workers generally pay 6.2% of Social Security tax on earnings up to $142,800. Earnings between $142,800 and $400,000 would not be subject to these new taxes, and the tax would only cover people who earn income over $400,000. They would not pay taxes between $142,000 and $400,000, but they would then start to again pay Social Security taxes on income above $400,000. This alone could pay for Social Security increases and improve the solvency of Social Security. There's several different reports out there that Social Security could run out of money in the next 15 years or so. I personally am not worried about that at all because, well, if you've been paying attention to the last 12 years, whenever there's a crisis, they'll pass a stimulus package. So if Social Security, if they can't change the trajectory over the next 15 years, and it does start to run low or run close to out of money in the next 15 years, well, history shows us that they will just pass a stimulus package. And poof, with the signing of a paper and a House and Senate agreeing, they can pass a couple $1 trillion to Social Security and just like that add to its solvency. So I do not think Social Security will be going away anytime soon. That was passed back from the Great Depression. That's what that huge depression, that crash of the market, that crash of the economy kind of brought upon the Social Security program and the unemployment program and multiple different social safety nets that are still in play today. And now, in addition to those, imagine what life would be like without Social Security or unemployment. If you lost your job, you literally lost all your income, couldn't put food on the table, the government didn't pay you while you were unemployed, and there was no Social Security benefits at all. Imagine what life would be like then. Now, the government has kind of stepped it up with the additions of these stimulus packages. We've seen former President Donald Trump, underneath his last year of being president, pass 5 different stimulus packages. 2 of them had stimulus checks, but 5 packages in total, and 1 underneath President Biden now, and 2 more on the way, the physical infrastructure package and the next stimulus package. So I think the modern day stimulus package is kind of here today. Anytime we see a economic crisis, which could include Social Security in the future if they don't make these kind of slight adjustments like taxing people that make over $400,000 is one way to possibly pay for this. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on new updates. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll keep you up to date with the fourth stimulus check update today, 2021, as well as the next stimulus package, the next infrastructure package. And honestly, there's dozens of different stimulus programs like mortgage assistance, rental assistance, utility assistance. We just seen a $50 credit for your home internet bill passed by one of these stimulus packages. We cover all the different stimulus programs here on this channel. So make sure to subscribe down below. Click the bell icon after subscribing to all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Happy Memorial Day!
Say Happy Memorial Day.
Happy Memorial Day!
Yay! And what are you holding there, buddy?
A flag.
A flag. Yeah, that's a pretty flag, huh? Do you see all the stars on the flag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's on here.
Yeah.
And a hand here.
Yeah. Can you tell everybody that we're having a party?
A party.
Yeah. And are your friends coming over? Yeah. Yeah, and show everybody your shirt.
Me.
Yeah. So yes, can you say Happy Memorial Day again?
Happy Memorial Day!
Yeah, and can you say we love you?
Yeah.
Why do you have so much energy?
I don't know.
What do your parents feed you?
I don't know.
I know. Must be feeding you sugar all day long or something.
That's funny.
All right. Can you say bye-bye to everybody? You're going to knock me out with your head one of these times. Say, we love you. Happy Memorial Day. And say, we'll see you in the next video. Come on, say it. All right, say bye-bye.
Bye.
You can click this video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is my most recent video about states and cities that are passing stimulus checks of their own. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.